Welcome back to another episode. Doo doo.
Hi.
All right.
Hi.
Obi
Hi,
is
Obi.
thanking you for your singing and
So what's going on?
contribution to the podcast.
That might
Maybe
be
the
my only
tunes.
contribution to this episode.
Y'all, I had a moment of clarity, I guess you could say. I was watching. I was working on Friday, and I was listening to a pop culture a podcast. I don't want to say pop culture. It's more like media podcast. You know, like about people. Like, I don't want to say celebrities, but like this person talks about Michelle Obama in her book, which we have discussed.
Yeah.
Like Victoria Beckham crashing her son's wedding, and like what really happened, and just I guess pop culture, like all the people related and cultural influence, that type of stuff.
Okay.
It's apolitical, so it's nothing political as discussed there.
Yay.
But yeah, but I've been also catching up on the Blake Lively case, and it took me all week last week because I had given up on it. I was kind of tired. I think we're to the point where,
Just boring. Yeah.
well, what do we care? Are we going to hold these people accountable or not? Right?
Yeah. No.
Is anything going to happen? Like, I'm tired of people lying and getting away with it. And they have the money and the influential power.
It's just their own little power play, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just
all right.
Master of the universe shit.
Yeah. So I was writing away on my note here on the phone, and I told Brian, I was like, I have an analysis. My brain was just flowing, and I was just typing away with everything that was coming out of my brain, I guess. And so I'm going to start with the Blake Lively case.
Okay.
So in all, so far, since Friday, Blake Lively case is all because Ryan Reynolds and Blake realized no one likes her. No one likes Blake Lively. She's not that great of an actress. Movie executives have said she fucked herself over by pursuing this case, quote unquote, did it to herself, leading to being unhireable now unless you're ready to be basically her bitch.
Oh, yeah.
She has to be the director, producer, actor, etc. Ryan is so angry because Justin Baldoni didn't give up his company and the movie rights because he had 3 movies that he was going to do from Colleen's book.
Okay.
And they wanted it. They just wanted to take it. So Blake and Ryan's cuts of the movie scored less than Baldoni's final cut, and they just couldn't handle it. This is why we're in this lawsuit.
Just ego, right?
Yep. This is high school drama and the perfect example that we face in society today. Grown-ass adults being excellent role models of not knowing their worth and people-pleasing to the point that they need validation in everything they do or think of. Otherwise, they get angry. Sound familiar?
Sure.
They wanted to be viewed as the geniuses behind the movie and take control, and instead they took control into their own downfall. The ass-kissing, the constant seeking of validation, and fake approval from their celebrity friends. And for what? To only literally steal someone else's movie. No, hijack more like it. Lose their quote-unquote friends. Lose work. Network contacts. And be seen as the most problematic pieces of shit that no one wants to be associated with. Congratulations, as we are all seeing how pathetic this lawsuit is and how dare you waste time and money that could benefit real victims of sexual harassment.
That's true.
That's the biggest... Everyone should be angry at this. How disgusting and classless Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and all your Hollywood friends should be held accountable as well. Taylor Swift, my girl Taylor Swift,
we love her. Yeah.
You proved to be a mean girl that now your AKA fans are calling you out and leaving your Swiftie club. I was right about her all along based off of a gut feeling, and I can only smile from ear to ear because I was fucking right. Michelle Obama has now backtracked from all her sayings of white people need to learn or sit down. Don't tell me how to do my hair, touch my hair, blah, blah, blah. When it comes to a black woman, because in reality she realized, I need these white people to buy my book. And it's the biggest laugh out loud moment because she's backtracking. Yeah. You are another perfect example of how a grown-ass adult is seeking validation of your self-worth. How embarrassing is it for you to go on all these podcasts and say, I am educated, I did this, I do that, I was the dean of students, I was a lawyer in Chicago, etc. And here you are sitting in a pop culture podcast couch saying, but everyone just sees me as Barack Obama's wife. What the fuck? Literally, what the fuck? Do you not know your self-worth? Who gives a shit what people think of you? You were the first black lady, well, allegedly, and that will
black person,
and that will always be in the history books. It will always be in the history books. Yeah. No one can take that away from you.
Yep.
What more validation do you fucking need? Is your life that horrible that you're seeking others to comfort you? The worst part is you are publicizing, or should I say broadcasting this to the whole world, that you don't love yourself or think you're enough. Major laugh out loud moment. And I'm being nice because in reality, I'm being fucking nice here. In reality, you are narcissistic, you want everyone to think highly of you, and that you are quote unquote Michelle Obama, aka not Barack's wife, but this imaginary superstar you want people to worship you as. What the actual fuck is going on? Why are we seeing this in our society? Could it be that this is how they want people to behave, as we do see in today's world? Individuals seeking constant attention and validation of who they are. The ways we are seeing it is by these people trying to get validation from who they sleep with, who they identify as, what political party they support, protest, screaming to be seen as quote-unquote human beings, yet you are displaying demonic possession. Obsession of political propaganda and agendas instead of simply taking a big breath, stepping back, and really reflecting on yourself. Discovering who you really are is as simple as meditation, journaling, enjoying your passions and hobbies once you figure them out, and no protesting or being a political advocate is not it. That is not it.
No, that's not it. Yeah.
Is this being done because the world is changing? The people are starting to realize what used to be role models are just satanic pedophiles or energy vampires. Do not give in and continue to go outside, be with nature, reflect on yourself, emotions and actions, try to eat healthy food, whole foods, because we all know the food industry is fucked, as much as possible, because each and every day we are seeing evil through not just normal individuals, but elite people in the entertainment political industry.
Very well, yeah.
This ties into a topic we're going to be discussing. In a recent event, and I don't know if I'm saying the name right, Nazra Ahmed discussed in her ICE arrest who she, according to the federal website, was charged with violently assaulting federal officers and property, her among 15 other people. The way she told her story, aka, quote unquote, being Somalian isn't just eating bananas and rice. It's a lot like, it's kind of like the bananas and rice. How embarrassing to be given the opportunity to speak and represent not only Somalian people, as many have corrected me on social media that she wasn't representing Somalian people, which in reality, yes, you were representing everything wrong in this political climate.
If you got in front of a mic and a camera,
and society. Yeah, if you're not representing Somalian people, you're representing yourself. Yeah. Most importantly, she is representing herself, chosen by whoever to speak at an opportune time politically and to be part of the PSYOP. How long does one have to be, or how low does one have to be to allow this type of humiliation just for a few minutes of fame? When in reality, this is atrocious to do to someone who is a human being. Self-worth does not exist for this person or any of the ones I have talked about, because this isn't real. This is a fucking show.
All of it. You're right. You're damn right. Yeah.
And everyone is falling for the PSYOP and for this show.
Yeah.
And it is disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. So, what do you think of my analysis?
It's good. It's very...
That was my thesis.
You are now Dr. Vanessa.
No, seriously, I literally watch this stuff, you know, because, like, entertainment, I need background music while I'm working, or, like, podcasts and stuff. And then I was just thinking, you know, like, my logical, analytical side of things, I was like, what the fuck is really going on now? And we've talked about it, we're, like, fatigued. And then I just started writing. And I was like, this makes so much sense. These elite people, and the people they put in front of the camera, it's exactly how these people on the street are acting.
They just didn't realize with the Oscar lady, she would be kind of dumb, you know, with the Somali thing. She
proved the point of the other side.
She had a chance to talk about what her culture's about, who her people are.
Yeah.
You know, so that we don't misrepresent, so that we'd understand where they're coming from, so that we understand their plight, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And all she gave us was their diet. That's it. That's all she gave us is their main.
And that's what people took.
Groups. Yeah.
So you had that moment to.
Because how many times did she say it?
If
you had done a drinking game, you would have been drunk at the end. Yeah.
But not only that, it's just. It's exhausting. It really is, and I just can't fall. I don't fall for this stuff.
Well, there's that, and then there was the other one with Ilhan Omar, who had that apple cider vinegar.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, by a friend.
But the guy was drinking the water.
But he was a friend. They knew each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all, you're right, it's all a show. Everything's an act.
And how they, like, zoomed in on him in the beginning.
And you could see the little nod to him, and then he got up. Yeah. And it's like, it's all an act. And
is.
Everything in Minnesota is an act because that's where the massive amounts of fraud was through the Somali group. And it's just...
It's to cover that.
Because, I mean, if there was no fraud, then why is Tim Walz not running for re-election?
Yeah.
If he could be like, what are you talking about? I'm running again because I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Why is he not running? If it's not true, why is he so scared to run?
He's got to get out and he's got to get on his way. It's probably what his marching orders were like, you need to get out because we don't trust you're not going to say anything because you're unstable.
Yeah.
So get your ass out. We'll protect you. You'll be gone out of the public eye. Like a Hunter Biden, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Where's Hunter been since Joe got out of office?
Oh, I don't know. He said something.
Joe stepped down and his family's safe as can be.
Yeah.
You know, blanket pardons and left alone by the media.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing to me. When you see this, it's like, okay, you're like theater, it's all theater. It's like, okay, this lady or the Somali group, again, is it just to deflect the attention and energy away from, because so people look at, she had an opportunity to make people, look, we're not about fraud, we're not about this terror, we're just humble people who just like to eat bananas and stuff like that, which, you know, again, you know, it's kind of funny though, but
it is.
It is because you chose that. Real. You chose that. The thing is like maybe she was left on her own because she didn't have a script. Normally they write good scripts for these people.
But that's what I'm saying. Like how humiliating that they. Not only
and
that,
then she gets arrested.
She was explaining her arrest, why she was arrested for 2 days, right? This is the perfect opportunity for whatever political agenda they were doing for whichever side. I really don't fucking care.
Sides are irrelevant.
And then. This was an opportunity for her, if she's going to be dramatic like this, to actually be dramatic and exaggerate why she was arrested. Oh, she could have said, like, you know, everyone deserves equality, like, give people chance, immigration reform, which is what we have talked about. If you really are passionate about helping people, immigration reform. If you want to help illegals, you know what, like, you want to give them a chance, let's talk about it. But no, it's not that. It's not, you're not doing it the right way.
This isn't about immigration reform. It never has been and never will be. It's not about reforming ICE. It's not about regulating. It's not about making a better path or a path to citizenship.
No, but...
Well, you know how I feel about it. This is completely 1,000% about demographic destiny, about keeping these people in this... it's another conspiracy theory that's unfolding before our very eyes as far as these are all voters they're protecting. That's all this is.
All what?
These are all voters that they're protecting because census isn't about citizens, it's about bodies. Yeah. So if you have 10 million new people, you're going to get new seats, new districts, new voting, new everything. You're going to mail in ballot because guess what's in India right now? A virus. Yeah. So here during midterms, here comes another virus. And all the people, there's so many people, even I've talked to some that just, virus just pop up. So it's all theater.
Right.
It's all a scam from, you're right, with Baldoni to Taylor Swift, who called him a clown. You're right, it was never about harassment. It was never about sexual harassment. It was never about anything.
All those text messages and all those conversations and all that,
And it shows she
It
knew
looks
about
horrible
it.
on
She knew
Blake
Taylor
Lively.
knew about it. She knew Taylor was involved with it.
Uh-huh.
And it was their plan to steal this from Jason and to smear him and to make him into look like an idiot clown.
Yeah.
And they
look like clowns.
and they went down the route of he harassed me. Look at this, the patriarch, the man, the evil male, the toxic masculinity, all the buzz stuff forced me to feel uncomfortable to the point I had to get my husband and we had to make things work so that we could remove him so that I could take, because the movie was successful. You don't think she didn't want all that money? What did it make? $200-300 million?
Yeah, it made big money, surprisingly, and I heard the movie wasn't even that great.
Controversy will always sell, so it's just, and
think about it.
And you were right about
Look, thank you. Look, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I never liked that girl. You could just tell
I
the
don't
vibe.
have my "told you so" cup, but that's
the vibe. And I got so much shit about it. I kid you not.
Yeah.
People that I'm friends with are like, "Why don't you like Taylor?" I just don't like her. There's something about her. Those text messages spoke volumes.
They're always going to get mad at people like us. They're not going to ever get mad at her for acting this way.
Oh, her fans. There were some fans.
But you know what I mean? Mostly, they're going to get mad at anybody like us who comes out and brings awareness to it.
Nope. You can get mad at me all you want. I'm standing on my ground. And I have been, because I even had my wife's friend tell me, like, did you meet her? Do you know her? And I was like, I don't fucking need to. You literally can look at someone, her behavior. First of all, those facial expressions speak volumes. Everyone was talking about how her and Blake Lively were like the iconic movie in the 80s, Heathers. Yeah. That's exactly what the fuck it is. It's high school drama.
Talking about Satanists, too.
Yeah.
You see that video where there was, like, she was at an award show and she's clapping, and the girl, thank God, and she went... She stopped clapping and she kind of leaned back with this annoyed look on her face. Because she's part of that cult
like
group.
Chrissy
Teigen. Oh, my...
By the way...
We're going to get into this as things come out, but...
Yeah, why is that bitch still talking? I thought she was canceled a long time ago with her grotesque tweet.
Did you see that? With all the about babies and kids?
Yes!
And then you saw that clip from... what was your most wild, public... do it in public. Mm-hmm. And she goes, that had to be the Obama thing. And John Legend's just like... shut up.
I don't know what that means.
She walked away.
Yeah. He's like, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, he's like, oh my gosh. So, yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Expand. And they were like, what do you mean expand? What are you talking about?
They were like, wait, Obama, wait, what?
They won't talk about it.
How much pizza was on the menu?
We already have an idea. We know. Like, conspiracy theorists, we know what it's about.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you that I am so happy that I stick to my guns. I had to read this because, am I right? No, I could be wrong. But that is my analysis of everything. More clear now. Everything that's going on is exactly that. It's like we need these influential people to act barbaric like this. This is disgusting behavior, okay? And you're literally taking people who have no wrongdoing and attacking them and making them look like they are the worst scum of the earth. And the only reason you're getting away with it is because of your influential power, money, and your connections, which now Hollywood is shunning Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, I think he got dropped by Marvel. There was talk that he got dropped. Like, no one wants to talk to him. Hugh Jackman is not returning his calls, and he's, like, completely upset about it. It's like, well, why would he return your calls? You are a disgusting human being. And, like the executive said, she shot herself in the foot. Yeah. She is going to be unhireable. And those text messages, how she's literally kissing him and her, kissing so much ass to Ben Affleck, Matt Damon's wife. She even was trying to suck up to J-Lo through Ben Affleck, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what kind of behavior is this? She doesn't know because she has no identity. She's not a person. But that's what I'm saying. Like, everything I said, it's like, to me, it's valid. That is my perception and just reality of like, wow, this is how they want people to act, and people are falling for it. You think about it. Everything we've talked about, all these people, they're doing exactly that. They're just like screaming for validation. We've always said that. Screaming for validation, projection, and it's just like, that's not okay behavior. It really isn't. And is it a form of entertainment? Yeah, but like, if you watch so much of that, it'll fuck you up. Yeah. It really will.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can't help but laugh with the whole Michelle Obama thing. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? You are so irrelevant. Like, why are you out here? Because it's part of the psyop. It is part of the psyop, and it's just more and more the Epstein files that have come out. It's like more and more. Brian and I talked about it before, we like a little bit of it because we have to do research. It's just so we have said this. If the Epstein files come out, first of all, I never thought they would leak anything, right? Yeah. But the way people are reacting, and I said it in the last episode, when your favorite role model, actress, entertainer, singer, whatever, political person is on that list, are you going to continue to support them?
I said that today when I was working because Bill Gates is all over.
Yeah.
Like I said, Bill Gates and Stephen Hawking, two of the most prominent figures that people know and love. And Bill Gates owns all these companies. I was looking it up. And it's like, where is the outraged protest against boycott against all these companies? Why does he get a pass?
Yeah.
Because we both said we were talking about, with Trump stuff. And it's like, well, we're not really Trump supporters necessarily. We're just because you vote for someone that needs necessarily... revering this person, but we said the same about that 13-year-old. If that ends up being true, if he ended up doing stuff back then with the Black Eye Club and all that stuff, they'll bring him down. Because I don't care if he changed.
All of them.
I don't care if he did change and got out and now is trying to come back. Trying to call them out. Maybe he was involved and said that I shouldn't be doing this. Got out, kicked Jeffrey out. Maybe the story was right, but we just got the wrong angle. Instead of him being like, "What are you doing? Get out!" It was, "I can't be doing this. I need to get out." I don't care. You did it. Yeah. So you're a part of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, good on you for getting out, but then you should have come forward and say, "This is what's happening. I did this thing." So they would have immunity him or given him something, which doesn't mean it's not right, but. Yeah, but this all adds to what you've been saying. It's where it's all theater, but the thing is that people are catching up. People are there's more and more now catching up to this bullshit with Blake Lively. 10 years ago, people would have been like, "Poor Blake Lively." Yeah. None of this would have come out. We would have just taken her side. She would have taken the movie over. Mm-hmm. He would have been blacklisted, and she would have gone into a magical career as a Disney princess. Mm-hmm. But now. With this independent journalist, which is all the right. People are always like, well, where do you get your information? It's like from independent people. Yep. I don't give a shit about it. If you're attached to any news media, I'll listen to what you say, but I don't believe in everything you say. I want to see what these independent. That's why my reels are full of them. Yeah. And it's amazing how they just keep being right over and over and over and over because they have the contacts. Mm-hmm. They just don't have the restraints of what Daddy of CNBC or whatever is telling them they can or can't report. Like in the beginning, when that journalist was so pissed because she's like, "I was sitting on this for 3 years." Yeah, with the Jeffrey Epstein. I've been sitting on this with Virginia 3 years ago. Yeah, but they had to wait until the right timing of theater to let us know, so that because they are going to use the Me Too movement to root out those that they specifically wanted to target. Not because they care about anybody, or not because they care about victims or Virginia or whoever. They just needed to find out, we can get him, we can remove all these men from all these industries, feminist power take over, and then bam, Me Too everywhere. And it's like, so it's grateful now with even Michelle Obama, people can be just like, who are you? Like you said, you will forever be in the history books because you were the first black person as a vice president, as a first lady. Sorry, as a first lady. You celebrate that. Like that's history. What more? Like you said, what more do you need? Why can't you take that position of influence and empower young women, empower the black community? Say, look what I did. We don't have to live in poverty. We don't have to live through generational trauma or whatever bullshit you're being fed. You can make it. You can't. You just have to fight. You have to work. She could have such a positive influence if she really wanted to, but. Instead, she cares about you and me, or more mainly me, buying her book, because apparently my dollar's better.
And a fashionista. You wrote a book about fashion.
About fashion, yeah.
What the fuck? You said you were a lawyer? You were a dean of students?
So she mean like leggings with a lot of crotch room?
I have no idea.
Seriously.
Because she was on the Call Me Daddy podcast? Like, what the fuck?
What the hell?
What the fuck are you doing that as a former first lady on that podcast? Kamala was on that podcast.
I mean...
because she's trying to sell her books to the younger generation.
The demographic's not going to be listening to Call Me Daddy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like me. That's my age.
She wants to stay relevant.
That's like 30 to 50-year-old white males that are on the Call Me Daddy podcast.
Yeah, or like I have no idea. That
You think
podcast
some
is a
16-year-old black kid,
Yeah.
little girl sitting there somewhere deciding what she wants to do, and thinking I can't make it because of my skin color? You don't think she's? Do you think she's listening to Call Me Daddy podcast? She needs to get her own. And like I said, these people. But what we talked about, this isn't about spreading. They don't want positivity.
No.
They don't want to empower us. They don't want to make us feel better about ourselves because that's not the point of this all.
No. That's why they're acting like this, so they can teach everyone you gotta be raged out and like upset that no one's validating you, because that's exactly like the trans movement. The trans movement, like we've always said this, 60, 70, 100 years ago, back to fucking Shakespeare time, no one was out there going, I have rights.
Yeah.
They just did they lived their life, acting as if they were whoever they thought they were.
The real people just live their lives.
Yeah, and I just, the whole screaming and like these psyop people like Lily Tino and...
Thankfully, I haven't seen anything from that person in a while.
Oh, she's out there. She's using Muppets now, and she's got like a friend that...
I know she won't stop with the gender mutilation thing. She just always wants to show what happens to your penis when you cut it off.
The obsession.
It's obsessed.
Of talking that, like, instead of just saying like, hey, I'm trans and I live a normal life, you should too. You know, like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
And again, someone who doesn't try to be feminine, try to be anything, just, hey, accept me for who I am.
It's the constant seek of validation. People want to be stars.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want to be stars? Let's talk about everyone who's a star. Let's talk about all the shit you go through. Let's look at celebrity, for example, like Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, as a child, was manipulated. What's his name? Jaden Smith? Jaden Smith is now like a feminine woman and like red satanic paint on his face.
Well, look at the family.
The teeth are red.
Yeah, look at the family he grew up in.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what you want to go through this?
That's why I always thought, because how did some rapper become an ultra movie star?
Yeah.
I wonder what he had. You have to sacrifice your firstborn son. That's what we've always read.
Jaden's the firstborn.
Jaden's the firstborn son. Sacrifice doesn't always mean death.
No. Yeah. Yeah. I always took it as like, okay, someone's going to die in your family. But no, literally humiliate.
It's turning your firstborn feminine. That's part of the deal.
Yes, yeah.
That's why all these celebrities have trans kids.
Yeah, most of them are, like Megan Fox has her sons are feminine.
It's mostly male to female.
Yeah, yeah.
Mostly, it's not all. So 41-1CL, it's not all. But a lot of it, because it's the demasculization. We've talked about this.
That's the most popular. Yeah, I was just trying to remember if Angelina Jolie was a son trying to be. I think it was a female.
I think she was one that was. But then she said, "I don't want to do this."
She's just living her life now.
And no one pays attention, and no one cares. No one gets her
covers
crap.
that. Sorry.
No.
Now that I think about it, yeah, you want all this this whole protests that are going on in general with everything. Where are these celebrities? Where's Angelina Jolie, who's a humanitarian of the world, of the UN?
Where's Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah, where's Mark Ruffalo? Like, all these people have all this money, and I get it. We are not dumb. Assets makes what considers you a billionaire, millionaire.
Green privilege, like I always say.
Money's tied up. But I'm pretty sure these movies you make, they pay you a lot. Mm-hmm. They pay you a lot of money.
Well, not Marvel
you get
now.
Royalty. But I'm just saying, you have all this money.
Yeah.
Okay, you can not go to the Hollywood restaurant that charges $300 a plate. Maybe just make food at home. You don't have to go to Whole Foods to buy food.
They all have chefs anyway.
You don't have to have a chef.
Was it that video
Use that money to help people.
Was that video they said if they shut Hollywood down for a year, it just took all the money they used for production, the amount of things that they could provide, the shelter, the homes, food, feed homeless, because they're always like, the billionaires need to pay for everybody, so work your ass off and then pay for everybody, so we can sit around and just get stuff for free. Yeah. Hollywood's always preaching that. Tax the rich, billionaires, while they're rich, so it's just the dumbest. We're just supposed to be stupid. Yeah. Sorry, Mark Ruffalo, as you live in a mansion that's gated, and I couldn't even walk up to your front door and knock on it and say, hey, you suck as the Hulk. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that, but if Hollywood shut down for a year, which, why not? Yeah. But the vanity won't let them, but just say they wanted to. And they took all that money. So everything we were going to do for this year, because they're about to strike again. You hear that? Another writer's strike?
No, I did not.
Yeah, because, we're being treated unfairly. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but if they stopped, and they didn't do their award shows, because the Oscars was like $10, $20 million for the night.
Why are we doing award shows?
Because it's their satanic ritual.
It is, but I'm just saying, I'm basically asking for the average person out there that is still sheep. Why do you think they have those shows?
That's a little pat on the back. You did what you were supposed to do. So here's your
Validation
work.
for themselves.
Yeah. And
to
now
it's
become a diversity parade of forced to where look, it's some, I don't even want it. Some demisexual, non-binary, atheist amoeba won for best documentary.
Oh.
So look at this wonderful first, and then they get up and say, Trump sucks. And everybody cheers, and it's just, I don't know. If they shut all those things down for a year, they could put all that money into people, like they preach, food banks, everything.
Yep.
If they demanded that the food industries make real food, use their power for good, if they demanded that Big Pharma take all the poisonous shit out of their stuff, if they demanded whatever it is, like in California, hey, people are getting rented out. We're gonna fight to bring bring rent down or whatever. Well, I don't even know if it's possible, but but no,
I'm sure they can figure it out.
But they want everybody else, and that's why I said everybody, no matter all these protests, they're always wanting the government to change, which in a lot of ways it needs to.
Yeah.
But where's our change? We could do stuff.
Yes.
We could do things to better ourselves to show. Like I said, why can't we show the example and lead the way? Me, I've always pulled their asses out, but we're the term limit, but. I don't know.
Like, for instance, the blackout. The Blackout Friday.
Yeah. I bought extra stuff that day.
I supported 3 businesses that day. Small businesses.
That shouldn't have been open.
Yeah. What I would like to say is, yes, that's a great idea to do a blackout, but you're doing it for the wrong reasons. My understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is this blackout was in solidarity to ICE.
I don't know what
and
it was for.
I was like, okay, ICE, but how did that affect you? How does that affect you that you're not going to go you're not going to go to work? And first of all, that's why I'm like, this is so fucking stupid.
All the schools were out,
You are not going to go to work. You're going to get paid still. You're going to get that PTO. You think people are not going to go to work and get paid for the day off?
If I was an employer, I wouldn't give them a dime.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? We're not playing this. This is a political
Surprised
thing.
my coworker showed up.
Oh yeah,
he did.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
So I meant to ask you, did a lot of people call out on Friday or no? No, because no one fucking cares.
We were down 17%, but and you know what's funny? Because I talked to someone worked today. It's like,
but you're
no. Because we were down 17%. Now today we had manager walking around. Hey, anybody wants to cut some hours because we're not going to make we're down. So the only thing these protests did, ICE is still there. It's still going to get probably funded. The billionaires still exist. The rich people still have money. The businesses they take a one-day slight little hiccup, but you hurt the front end of 15, 16, $17 an hour people. Yeah. You hurt the small businesses. You hurt the very people that you say you fight for.
Yep.
Because you think you're being progressive by walking around on a sidewalk with a sign yelling about whatever the 5 to 7 business day thing is. Mm-hmm. So congratulations on hurting a bunch of $16, $17 an hour people right before rent's due.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Your puppet masters would be fucking proud.
And I saw an account, and this is actually, I guess you could say a business we supported by showing up, an account that I follow on my personal that had to post. Did they have to? No, because it's your business. You don't really have to explain anything to anyone. Literally posted on their story, after much consideration, we have decided to stay open for the community as much as we'd like to, basically support the community.
I saw that too.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We want, even though it's a slow time, we'd like to be there for our employees. Remain open for our employees.
There's other ways you can fight back or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then I saw comments. Someone was like, "You lost me," and I was like, I was lost for a minute because I had no idea what they were talking about. But then I realized, oh, it's Friday. It's Blackout Friday. But I'm just like, how stupid.
And I guarantee you, I didn't read the comments, but I guarantee you, because they broke from the liberal agenda in the hive mind, other liberals probably unfollowed them for that.
Who the fuck knows? I don't know.
Because you're not allowed to break ranks.
Would they though?
I bet you somebody out there got pissed.
Well, I mean, you saw it in one guy in the comment, and they're like, okay, bye. And it's like, I don't know. This is so stupid, guys. This is the stupidest thing. This is not for the right reason. What I do like, and you're right, people are realizing, which please continue to realize and get out of that sheep-like mentality, is people are saying, I pay taxes for you idiots to act like this?
I know.
For you idiots to pass these laws? Because do you think anyone realized what was going on in the background with all this protest and like what was really going on in the background with digital ID, with what was the other thing? With the food industry. I mean, we saw a lot of was it necessarily recalls?
Pringles and everything,
Yeah, recalls on how there's like people are realizing, oh my gosh, the FDA really allows a certain amount of rodent feces, cockroaches to be grinded up in your food or exposed to your food, saying it's
Hey, it's okay.
it's valid to eat, it's
okay.
healthy,
it's better than another country. It's all good.
Yeah,
Don't question it. Yeah.
So I just think it's funny that people don't, like I said, take a step back and like take a breath, because jumping from one headline to the other, and I do appreciate that other social media influencers are saying like, hey, don't go on social media, because this is what it's energy harvesting, and it's to create the chaos of what the psyop is. Yeah. Create chaos, emotions, anger, and it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, because the algorithm cannot be changed. No matter how much I search food, coffee spots, doggy daycare funny moments, or epic fails of snow angels or snowmans, like it's constantly political propaganda, the one side versus the other, and you can't escape it. It is all controlled, and that is the one thing that went on with TikTok. People just realized because stuff wasn't working, but you don't realize the power behind that. Who's behind that?
What country?
Yeah, the Jeff Bezos. That's why I did the reel that I did. I laughing at Jeff Bezos and his wife, because those two think they are the new Vogue. Ann Winters, is that her name? I don't even know her fucking name, but she's another. She looks reptilian to me. Huh. Just another thing to distract you, and I do not understand. I'm not a part of it anymore. I literally am not. I don't watch that stuff. Yeah. The social media influencer, when he said, "Look, I'm a political commentator. I appreciate it if you unfollow me. Unfollow me. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Get off social media." I'm doing the same. He's like, I'm trying to watch funny stuff because all this is too much, and you see it, because then the algorithm just keeps going and going and going with this stuff, and people are not realizing that you're falling for the trap. That's why I get so upset, and I shouldn't, because it's like giving energy into this, but I get upset because people are not realizing. I have told Brian for weeks, the next shutdown is coming. The stuff from the virus all the way from India, from all these other countries, the fact that they're showing that they asked ChatGPT, how long will it take for it to infect the entire world? And no one is seeing that because they're worried about protests. They're worried about people screaming like animals, people being shot. And it's just like all this background noise here is happening. And you have no idea the increase in quote-unquote flu cases. These nurses that are not helping people based off of their political preferences or political parties. No one is seeing that. Children getting hurt. Yeah. Animals getting hurt and abused. People getting arrested for hurting children and animals. No one is seeing that.
They're starting the process.
And the shutdown is coming. It is coming. This whole weather manipulation, we have been saying it, and you guys are stupid I'm sorry, you're stupid for doing these protests. Because I don't care, even if you're paid, you're stupid. Because you're going to end up in the house, getting the bug paste.
Well, they will mind it.
I
guarantee
they should.
Well, the psyop is complete because, again, my one-track mind. Yeah. It's all this is about one person.
Oh, I agree with that, yeah.
And they are forever, just like COVID, they are forever changed. Yeah. To where even once in 3 years when he's gone, they will lay down their freedoms, their home, their traveling, everything if it means that he's not there.
But how ass backwards, Brian? These people that are out here protesting, they are the same people during COVID that had those banners on Facebook that said, "Stay home, save lives." Yeah. You're out there And more people are dying because you're out there being idiots.
It's like the memes where they're like, the same people who are bitching and whining about ICE agents wearing masks are the same ones that were demanding that you wore a mask during COVID.
And they're covering up too.
And they're like, well, it was the virus, that's still... Shut up. You were demanding other people do this, and now... Because their logic is never wrong.
No.
Because they don't know what they stand for. They're just going along with the next thing. 5 to 7 business days, they go another along with the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
Yeah.
But when it comes to shutdowns, they won't say a word. I guarantee you, 49% of this country will not say a word because they'll think it's necessary, because they make you believe it's necessary.
Yeah, because of the virus that's coming.
Because they got all the influencers and they pay for everything, and the circle is a square, and you better stay. Even though this virus, well, this one's bioengineered again. The virus in its pure form can only be bioengineered. In its pure form can only be. It's been around for decades, but it can only be transmitted through bodily fluids and close contact. It's not airborne.
Yeah, well, they'll say it's airborne.
They'll make it airborne, but it's like a 50% death rate in humans, which I always said that's the end of civilization. Because they'll shut everything. That will create such anarchy and chaos that we won't.
They're doing so well because people don't realize how many people are not having children right now.
Well, and they have to balance it because they can't go. I don't think they can go 50% because that creates an uncontrollable chaos. They have to have that sweet spot. I think of around 5 to 10%, to where we'll give up all of our stuff. You're right, not have be sterile and stuff, but not go so far as to where we can't be controlled. They need to make it seem like this is terrible, but if you just do what we say, you'll be safe. But if there's 50%, I mean, if like 150 million Americans were dead within 3 weeks, there's no controlling that. You can't control the survival. There's no controlling that. I don't think. Because I think you'd even have military and law enforcement responders being like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here. I'm taking care of my family.
Yeah.
You can't go that big.
So, I'm going to tell you, there's 2 things I need to get off my chest because just things that I saw.
Go for it. I'm going to lean back.
One of our followers sent this to us, and it's a picture. I don't know who the fuck this person is because I don't care. His name is Senator Warnock. Whoever the fuck you are, you're a moron. This is who it is. Senator Warnock, if that's how you say your name, said this.
I've seen him in clips.
Trump will use ICE to steal the election and intimidate voters at the polls.
They say that during every single...
Let me, as someone who is not politically involved and well-versed in politics, that is the most hilarious thing because right there you just admitted that voters are non-citizens. Because what the fuck does ICE have to do with intimidating a U.S. citizen who's going to vote?
There's no lot. Well, that makes... I like where your head's at.
Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. That was the most ridiculous... You just admitted that voters are some voters are non-citizen. Well, because if ICE was at the polls where I'm going to go vote, what am I scared of? I have my ID.
Well, they don't want
I'm
those.
a U.S. citizen.
They don't want those at polls.
What is the intimidation?
There's none. He's again. It's just.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Because the Democrats did just vote down another bill to have proof of citizenship before to vote. Because they don't. Again, this is all about demographic destiny. This is all about 10 million new voters in the country. They'll never lose an election again. That's what that guy Warlock or whatever.
Warnock,
That's
Senator Warnock.
all this is about. Is that they need a Democratic president badly. One, they need to win the midterms and get the Senate so they can change laws like Virginia's doing.
Yeah.
And then what they need is the Newsom to win in 2028 so they can grant asylum to all these people, Social Security numbers, send out ballots, they never lose again. That's what this is by 2030.
Yeah.
That's what this is
all
leading
up to,
about.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you can see the counteracting on the other side of the Republican Party, well, whatever they're left of the Republican Party, and the AI people who don't want the Democrats because the Democrats are going to force them to do what they want. Yeah. So the only freedom for them is the conservative side. That's why Trump got in office and suddenly Facebook and everybody could operate again because they weren't being intimidated by the government. So with Greenland and with all the AI materials and everything, they don't want a Newsom in charge to shut them down and tell them what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Vance was put in play.
Oh, God.
Who is not going to be good for this country, but it's going to be good for them. But Newsom will be terrible and advance that 2030 quickly. He'll expedite that. So you'll lose your freedoms quicker. Where Vance, you won't necessarily lose your freedoms quicker, but all the surveillance and AI stuff.
Yes, the push for that is going to be huge.
The digital currency, everything. either way, we're going to be pushed toward this agenda.
Yes.
Like the
Yes.
UK is doing with Oxford
Yes.
and all this stuff. Yes.
No one heard about that, right? No one's outraged about that, right?
Well,
no one's a little nervous about that.
And Australia, where you can go to jail now just
Yeah.
for speaking out against any government. So you like your freedom of speech. Again, I don't know what to tell people because both. Again, this is like I've been posting on Instagram. I've been diving into that center lane a little bit, not just being a movie guy necessarily, because I want to make whatever side you're on. Both sides are looking to enslave you, just in different ways.
It is.
You are going to be a slave to the power, no matter what side. Your side's not better than the other. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's not.
They all have their bad stuff.
It's just a different form of enslavement.
They all have their pros and cons, and the other thing that I saw on Facebook from an old coworker, which I had no idea. It relates to what I said in the beginning with like how people are trauma respondent is what I feel with all this stuff. Is this person posted who never posts and even said in the post, I don't normally post about this stuff. As soon as I see that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I'm going to laugh or I'm going to get angry. I don't normally post this stuff, but Arizona has become such a toxic state. I really thought that I would be able to retire in this state, and now it looks like I'm just going to have to move. And I was like, she's like, I wanted to leave it out, but she said, she is just so like disappointed with how toxic it is, and people in the comments were like, "You mean like politically?" And she just liked it, and I was just like, "This is what I'm talking about. You're giving your energy to this when in the world that we live in, yes, we deal with our coworkers who are just like so gun ho with politics, yet they can't do their job right. They probably don't even know how to wipe their ass, do basic function things. These people, but outside of that, what do?
A lot of stuff.
We don't even. You and I will talk maybe like, hey, did you see this weird conspiracy headline? Did you see that? We go to talks about UFOs and aliens. We like to expand our knowledge. We go and do fun things. Yeah. We go try different foods. We go to different events. And these people, I immediately wanted to write a response and say, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Because, again, you're giving this energy to this. Where I live, I should be able to know what's going on. Yeah. I don't, because I don't give into it. I focus on the things that I'm doing. And for her to say that, I was like, you are a life coach. And you gave in. I was just more upset that you gave your energy. You preached to people positivity. Let's change your life around. And you gave into the system. You gave into the system to be that. And I'm sorry, it's dumb. How can you give in to that? And allow the headlines, I'm sure they probably watch the news, the social media algorithm. How can you allow that to dictate your life when we know social media is not real? True. Everyone has said it. Influencers who are like 3.5 million followers, they all fall under the pressure. They're like, I wasn't real. I was living a life that isn't real. And it's like, I was so disappointed. And then it just makes sense because a life coach who's had a traumatic past wants to go out and help people. They can't even fucking help themselves.
Because they're just, because they can't get off the...
And I'm just so disappointed. I'm angry because you gave in. And a grown-ass adult, the youth, you're all giving into the stupidity. And you do not know what life is. You do not know what life is.
We forgot what life could be.
Because life is not about this. There's so much.
This could be a part of it, but this isn't what.
Is there?
That's why I say this is a part of us, but it's not who we are.
That's why I want to talk. I don't want to talk about it, but I want to talk about it because people don't realize. They don't realize, like, it's just.
And what you're seeing, like I saw somebody break it down. Better than I could ever say it, but what you're seeing when you do is cross all this stuff. You're seeing about what's going on with Minneapolis, about what's going on about 10% of the city.
Yes.
And this is a small group of people. This is a small thing. No matter how they make it look, no matter how the streets look, well, this is a small... there's lots of people out and around the suburbs and the cities that are just taking their kids
living
to school,
everyday normal lives,
going to the movies, going out to eat, going to the park. Well, not right now because it's cold, but you know what I mean. You know, everything right now is centralized in Minneapolis.
Yep.
But ICE is in like over 30 states. You don't hear about this really all over the place.
Right.
It's just there because what is going on there. And it's obvious because of what they're covering up, but it makes it seem like it's so prevalent and it's in every neighborhood, it's in every street. So when we do hear, like here, you see ICE activity here or there, okay, so ICE is serving a warrant probably to a criminal or a felon, somebody who was on a last order of deportation. Maybe let's get out of the way.
No.
But because what we see on here, because it's the quote, they're killing Americans, like it's a scene out of Terrifier 2 where there's a Tommy, where it's like Art the Clown with a Tommy gun shooting out the window of a van, just mowing down people on the street. Because technically it's been worn once, so it's they. But they make it sound like they're like it's just indiscriminately killing people and indiscriminately picking up people out of their homes and indiscriminately just picking because somebody saw somewhere a story something. I think I might have seen someone say something about their sister's daughter's second cousins, nurses, landlords, gardeners, pet sitters, dog walkers.
Yeah.
You know, ex-boyfriends, furry gay boyfriend butt buddy.
Yeah, you're like, so how do you know that?
Said that some of them said that some American citizen got picked up by accident, so they are doing it to everyone. When they do arrest American citizens, because they arrest people who break federal law, it's just, you're right, it doesn't, and like I said before we started recording, I've been accused of my job of saying, oh, Brian's always right, you're just always right, I can't, your information is more important because if I'm educated, and I know these things, I'm bad. Yeah. I'm supposed to just, emotep. It's supposed to be that same thing where it's just, you're right, whatever the headline said, whatever some paid influencer said, whatever Dean and Parker say. I saw Lauren, I don't care, one of the actors we wanted to see, reposting Dean, and I was like, you're lost. Yeah. Because you're in that echo chamber because he is a paid shill to spin information for his direction. And it's like, it was an Epstein thing about Trump. And it's like, he spun the exact same thing that 5 other influencers just debunked. And 5 independent journalists just debunked. And 2 mainstream media outlets just debunked. But you're sharing it on your 20, 30, 40,000 person platform. So now these 40,000 people believe that this is truth. And it's just like, God damn it. Yeah. And it's just,
let them be lost, unfortunately.
So I'm just getting to the point where I don't care. I just want it to collapse.
Oh, yeah. We have been praying for the downfall.
Just collapse.
We wanted to collapse.
Even though that's going to affect me too. Yeah. And maybe that means we don't have as much fun stuff. Maybe we can't hang out as much. Maybe the cons and stuff could cancel. But oh well. I want society. I want our society to collapse because we don't deserve this anymore. No. We're still in the best country on the planet, but we don't deserve it. In my opinion. I mean, even though saying that, I know there's shit ton of good people out there, but.
I do think it's funny that someone actually said that the United States is third world, and I was like, interesting. How so? Let me keep reading or watching the video.
Did they mean California?
Yeah. No. Their point was that they lived in a different country that would be considered third world, but the food was healthier, no inflammation, didn't get sick, nothing like that.
Probably didn't have any COVID issues.
No, and so I was like, you know what? In that point, in that aspect, they're right. Yeah. They're right.
None of the third world countries have COVID issues.
They don't have the gross food and the chemicals and everything's fucked with. And people who look down on countries like that, like, that, they're dirty. They don't
just because they don't have Wi-Fi.
Clean. Yeah, they don't clean well, or not even that. I'm talking about like Thailand too. Like people are like, "Oh, Thailand's a third world country." Yet Thailand probably has the best medical practice of the entire world.
And good food.
Yeah, and those people don't get sick.
They don't get sick, and they're skinny as hell.
They're skinny as hell. There's a lot of pollution. Like China has a lot of pollution. None of those people, I don't think, are as obese as the United States. And I just think. It's just hilarious. This is what we mean by education. Instead of being like this, you read, you learn. Because when we did talk about it in the beginning, remember I like had mentioned something. You're like, that's what I'm talking about. They're not cultural. They're not educated. There's no idea of other cultures.
That's why there's no point in me talking to certain people really anymore. Like in my building,
Yeah.
Because they're just stuck in an echo chamber.
And that's okay.
And they're just stuck in a headline echo chamber, and it's like, because all three of them have said the exact same talking. I mean, without having them together,
Yeah.
they've all three mentioned the exact same things in the exact same wording in the exact same order.
Do you ever think those people, if they're NPCs, like they're not real?
I don't know. The last one I had talked about, I was like, okay, I'm glad you're waking up a little bit to how our government's corrupt, because it is. It has been for a long time. Before the man that you hate. So I'm glad you're waking up to it. Just remember, when he's gone, still be pissed off.
Yeah.
Just remember to care and protest still, even when it's your guy that you put in place.
Yeah.
Just remember, don't just do this because you think you're standing up to some bully, because, well, you know, he's disappointed a lot of people that even placed the vote.
Yeah.
Because now we see that it doesn't matter who's in office. It just doesn't matter.
No, this year we learned, even though we had that mentality, it confirmed.
First term, I was like, okay, look, there's shit. Okay, he's doing. Well, wow, we actually can do things differently. And then they immediately made sure they got him out, and then smeared the hell out of him, and threatened him so much between terms that it's like, he can't even. Like I said, he's allowed to do some things, but you can tell that.
I don't care.
You can tell, and you can tell with the AI stuff and.
Lost the trust. Everything is just a show. It's a show, and they're coming for us. Those digital IDs, the surveillance, it's already happening.
We got 4 years.
TikTok, if you think it was down because they just switched companies, no, it's surveillance.
I still haven't clicked OK. I signed back on because I had one for my little thing I wanted to do, and it said terms of service changed, and I can't get myself to click OK.
Well,
I almost want to just delete it. At least give them one less option and just stay with YouTube. Because I know YouTube's not better either, but...
That's the thing. Even if you delete these apps, they still can get you. That's the problem. All these apps have that. Before, if you notice, before TikTok even updated and, like, added stuff to their terms of service that is very sketchy. Yeah. The Echo Dot, the smart TVs.
Oh, the camera phone's already got your...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, there was talk in the conspiracy world that if you think it's going to appear on the TV.
That's the earbuds.
Well, not just earbuds. They were saying everything that's electronic connected to Wi-Fi. That Wi-Fi is essentially, you know, they're trying to upgrade to the 6G for this purpose of being able to fully read everything, your body, your mind, everything. And it's funny.
Frequencies are so powerful.
It's funny how that hasn't even come out publicly yet. Trump did kind of slip something about 6G, and I noticed there was things that I have thought about, and they appear on the YouTube as an ad on my phone on Echo Dot, and I was like, wow, that's really funny. I didn't even mention anything. So I don't know what else to say, but it has gone out of hand. It's only going to get worse. And people need to realize this is a fight between good and evil. And I don't even want to say good and evil. I want to say evil and more evil. Because the good in the world is not being shown.
I remember good and evil. A lot of times people, because I always have to say this because people tune that out. When you say good versus evil, it doesn't necessarily mean spiritual. Because people can be evil without being spiritual. Now they believe, because they're sacrificing to their deities and their gods. So it doesn't matter if you're an atheist and don't believe, because guess what? They do. So you're still in a good versus evil, no matter how you feel about that aspect of it. Because maybe people will tune you out if you mention anything.
When I say good versus evil, I never first think of spiritual. I think of human behavior.
Okay, good. That's what I think too.
And human behavior has been the number one reason why I always wanted to do a podcast, is because the things we experience every day is unreal. And it's coming to fruition. Yeah. Everything that we
the 180 episodes we've been talking through this, and here it comes.
It's coming. So,
but who are we? We just know.
No one.
We think we know it all, and we're always
our phone glitches every once in a while, especially when I'm trying to get into conspiracy talk with Brian, and my camera turns on sporadically and glitches. But anyways, we hope you enjoyed.
And they're watching you with red lights.
Yeah, let me know. They're watching me while I sleep. Let me know what you think of my analysis. I know there probably won't be any comments. Give a thumbs down, thumbs up. Either way, if you give us a thumbs down, it pushes our video up, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'll take it. I don't care.
But, yeah, have fun while you still can. Go outside, get some sun. I noticed chemtrails and the clouds look different yesterday morning and today.
Amazon Prime has that new video, the docuseries.
I know, I can't believe it. My first thought was, why did they allow this on Amazon? But I would like to see it, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So have fun, go outside, get some sun, touch grass, and remember, always take care of your mental health. If you have to step away from everything, step away. Okay, bye.